Hey ladies, it's Peter here. I've been thinking about doing the same thing all the time and then wanting a different result. It's not possible, right? If we keep doing the same thing but we want something different, then we're not going to get that different result. And so what happens is we can tend to get frozen in the routine of what we're currently doing. So, that fear that we have of actually trying something new or doing something new can be overwhelming. There could be too many steps associated with it, or we could simply not know where to start. And that's scary in itself. And so I was thinking about this from Julia's perspective. So she had been putting up with excruciating knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain. So she was having a lot of pain in her body. And she was also dieting and she wasn't getting any results. So she just was feeling like everything was on top of her. And then one day in April, we connected and we started talking about where she was at. And I said, well, if you keep doing the same thing, it's not going to change. You're just going to get exactly what you're doing now. And so she was at that point where she was just ready. She was ready to make a change. And I think that's the critical thing. You do need to be ready to actually try something, to actually do something different. Because when you are ready, then you'll take that first step. And that first step is very daunting. So what actually happened was that it took her a little while to get into the swing of things. And that's quite normal, right? When you make a change, it can be very, very difficult to go, okay, this is different to what I've known. And so getting into that new routine takes that little bit of extra effort because we're not on autopilot anymore. We're not doing what we used to do. We're now doing something different. So we have to engage in it a little bit more and we have to think about it a little bit more. And so it can therefore take up a little bit more time as well. But if we think about it from the perspective of if I give it that little bit of extra time now and that little bit of extra effort, then what's going to happen is I'm going to reap the rewards. I'm going to see the difference that I'm looking for. So for Julia, she wanted to lose some weight, she wanted to lose body fat, she wanted to feel better in herself, she wanted to have her aches and pains subside. Now, I'm really, really pleased to say that, it's been 3 months and in that time she's achieved all of those things. But it's not just about that number on the scale. It is about how you feel and how it changes and impacts your life, right? And so what she first said to me was that she felt like she had now some sense of control over what she was eating and her body weight. And she had been struggling with that sense of control up until that point. So she just didn't know what type of exercise to do, and the exercises that she was doing were causing her more discomfort. And so that's when it's really important to make sure that you can work with somebody who is going to be able to give you something different to do when you've got those aches and pains. That's first and foremost. But she felt like she also had this sense of control over her daily life, which was fantastic. She had been feeling like really, really stressed, and she was now feeling less stressed and more peaceful with herself. And she knew not to beat herself up about her weight, because when she was spending so much time thinking about it, she wasn't giving herself that opportunity to feel better about herself. So she got caught up in that cycle of always thinking that she could do more and that she needed, and it was her fault. But what she really needed to do was just break it down into these smaller chunks, these more doable actions each and every day. And that's what it takes, is just simply learning some fitness foundations and starting with those. And once you start those and you start to build on your habit of getting into this routine of doing something different, then you start to see these different results. The wonderful thing that I was really happy about for Julia was that she started to sleep better, because her sleep was just crazy. She was hardly getting any sleep whatsoever. And look, quite honestly, if you don't have good sleep, good quality sleep, then it's hard to function. Not only function, but what it does is it impacts your decision making as far as what you're eating as well too, because the hormones are going crazy in your body, and it means that you're going to be looking for the sugary and the fatty foods, and then you're going to create that cycle of wanting to have all those things and beat yourself up about it. And of course, then you're not being kind to yourself all over again. And so what we want to do is switch that over from not being so negative about yourself and being positive about, just simply where you are right now and what you want to change, and just taking it one step at a time. Well, what I really, really loved about what she said to me was that now that she was eating healthier and she was exercising, she felt more accomplished as a mum and as a wife, because she knew that she was taking care of her family and she was leading them to a healthier, fitter life. And she said to me, in her words, that feels awesome. So she then, from here, after she got into that routine of doing things, and it only took her a couple of months, was that she had more confidence about that change that she was making. And she knew that she was going to get a different result, because she was getting it, just small results each and every week, which gave her the confidence to feel better in her ability, in herself, that she could achieve more and that she could keep going with it. And so I just want to give Julia a round of applause, and I know that you will too, because we don't celebrate those wins enough, and it's when we can get around other people who are actually going through the same things that we are, that are going to lift us up and boost us. That's what gives us that drive to keep going, because we know that somebody else is there by our side and they've done it before as well. And so what I want for you today is to think about, are you sitting there right now going, I wish I could get a different result. I wish I could lose more weight. I wish I could exercise. I wish, the aches and pains in my body were less. And you know that it's just eating a little better, and you know that it's about exercise. Then what I want you to do is just simply message me below and say, hey Peter, can we just connect for a little bit and just talk about what I might be able to do to get myself started on this? Because that's how it all started for Julia. It was back in April, and she just happened to reach out. We connected, we jumped on a call, and through that call there were just so many things that small things as well. There were so many things that I could give her, and I said, you know what, we could do this, but what I want you to do is just today focus on this one thing, because it's the one thing that you change that is going to give you the different result. So they are my thoughts for today. If you want to reach out, please feel free to do so, because I am here to help you take those first steps. And I've done it with hundreds of clients. I did it for myself, and I would really, really love to be able to help you, feel that little bit better in yourself, feel more confident, stand better, and just be able to do the things that you want to do. And that's what's important, is that we're all able to do those things that are important to us in life, day in, day out. So take care, have a super day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.